Icon Iris has been contracted to manage your local laboratory results for studies that require use of local rather than central labs. Your site is no longer required to enter laboratory results into the electronic data capture tool or transcribe results onto a case report form. The patient's laboratory report can be emailed or faxed to Icon Laboratory Services Iris Department for database entry. Results are collected into one integrated database in a controlled process. Icon Iris can assist your site in the tracking of missing visits and can also query sites for missing or discrepant data. This process will allow for clean, formatted data to be sent to the client. In your initial shipment of supplies, you will receive the following items: a site manual which details the processing instructions on how to submit local laboratory data to Iris, a study requisition form to be used as a cover page when sending the laboratory reports. Please make a copy before using. Do not write on the cardstock copy. A site checklist. This is an optional form that will enable you to keep track of visits sent to Icon Iris. This form should be kept on site. It should not be sent to Icon Iris. Quick reference documents, which contain useful information on how to avoid queries. Report label sheets. On the blank labels, enter your site number, the subject number, and full lab name and address of the performing laboratory, if not present on the lab report. Place the label on top of the first page only of the lab report. Removable cover-up tape, which is to be used to conceal any confidential patient information such as name or address. And lastly, your FedEx air bills and envelopes to be used only if scanning and emailing of reports or faxing is not available. Please note that scanning and emailing of reports is our preferred method. A study-specific requisition form must be used as a cover page for sending lab reports to Icon Iris. The first page of the study requisition is the required laboratory test checklist page. Use this checklist to ensure all required laboratory tests are on the report that is being sent. If a test is delayed, do not send the report until the completed lab report is received. Send final and complete reports only, and ensure you send one file per patient. There are two types of requisition forms that could be used depending on the client's requirements. This is an example of the first type of form your site may receive. The protocol number will be pre-filled on the requisition form. Write in the site number, subject number, date of birth, as requested on the form, and check off gender. Include number of pages being sent with requisition form. If applicable, check off the box for the appropriate cohort. Doing so will prevent cohort queries. If a subject was a screen failure, check the box under the visit name for that visit. This will eliminate a query for missing visits. For additional visits, write in the visit name if it was the subject's last visit or if the subject discontinued treatment. Check the box under the visit name for that visit. This will eliminate a query for missing visits. Fill in the collection date, collection time, and check off fasting status. If a protocol-required panel was not performed, use the checkboxes on the requisition form to indicate a panel was not performed. Doing this will prevent queries for missing panels. If a protocol-required test was not performed, use the comment column on the requisition form to list individual tests not performed. For example, AST was not done. Doing this will prevent queries for missing tests. If a visit was not performed, check the Visit Was Not Collected box for that visit. This will eliminate a query for missing visits. If submitting an unscheduled visit, check the box to confirm if the visit is an unscheduled visit, a retest visit, or if the subject discontinued. In the case of a retest visit, enter the visit that is being retested. Only protocol-required tests will be processed. This is the second type of requisition form that your site may receive depending on the client's requirements. The protocol number will be pre-filled on the requisition form. Write in the site number, subject number, date of birth, and check off gender. Include number of pages being sent with requisition form. For each visit, write in the collection date, collection time, and check off fasting status. For any pre-dose visits such as screening, Day -1 and EOT visits, there is a checkbox to indicate if a panel was not performed. These visits will be listed in the document preparation section. For all other visits, there is a checkbox to confirm that results are attached for all protocol-required tests that were performed. Checking this box will eliminate any query for any missing tests. Please refer to the Protocol-Required Tests page for a list of all tests that should be submitted to Icon Iris. Additionally, if AST, ALT, or total bilirubin were not done, these tests must be indicated in the comment section in order to avoid a query. Lab reports must be reviewed and prepared by the site before sending to Icon Iris. Failure to do so will result in unnecessary site queries and delays. Due to patient confidentiality, any personal information must be made illegible. Removable cover-up tape is provided to obscure the confidential information when lab reports are emailed or faxed. The site number, subject's identification number, gender, DOB, collection date and time must be on the first page of the lab report. The performing laboratory's full name and address is required on the first page of the laboratory report. If there are more than one lab addresses on the report, please circle the performing lab. If the lab name and address is not pre-printed on the report, please use blank report label sheets provided to write the complete lab name and address. Ensure all test names are listed on report and indicate not done on the requisition form if not present. Ensure the subject ID, collection date and time on laboratory report match corresponding requisition form. Place the requisition form on top of the laboratory report and send to Icon Iris. Ensure both the requisition form and laboratory report sent are complete and legible. The preferred method of sending reports is to scan as a PDF and attach to email to icon-iris@iconplc.com. Send only one subject per file. Reports can also be faxed to the toll-free country-specific fax number found in your site manual. Icon Iris will query your site for missing or discrepant information. Queries will be sent via email using a data clarification form or DCF. Enter response to query in Site Response section. In the example shown, write in the full laboratory name and address in the space provided. If a query is received for a missing test and the test was not done, enter Not Done in the Site Response section. If a test was performed, please enter See Attached Report and include the report along with the DCF response. Please return all DCFs in order to properly close the query. The DCF must be signed and dated by a site representative. DCFs that are not signed and dated will be re-queried. Query Escalation Process. The query escalation process is as follows. The first query is sent to the site. The second query is resent to the site 14 days later if no query response is received. If the site does not respond to the second query within 14 days, a third query is sent to site and is escalated to the site manager. If no query response is received from the third query after 14 days, a fourth query is sent to site and is escalated to the site manager. Once a query is sent 4 times, it will be placed on hold. It will no longer be sent from Icon Iris to the site or site manager. It is the responsibility of the site manager to follow up on queries that are on hold. Local lab results, process flow. The IRIS process is as follows. A subject has lab testing performed at a local laboratory. The laboratory reports are sent to the sites from the local lab. Lab reports are prepared by the site for submission to ICON IRIS according to study requirements. The study coordinator fills out the data requisition form and uses it as a cover page to the local laboratory reports and submits to ICON IRIS via email or fax. Upon receipt of the requisition form and lab reports, ICON IRIS reviews and enters the laboratory report information into the IRIS database. If there are any discrepancies with the requisition form or laboratory report received, a data clarification form is sent to the site. The site completes the data clarification form and returns it to ICON IRIS. The client receives electronic data transfers as per study specifications. The Missing Visit Report enables ICON IRIS to proactively track and query for missing protocol-required visits that have been performed, however have not been submitted. The frequency of these reports will be determined by the client based on the study visit structure. This report will be sent to your site via email, indicating which visits are missing. If a missing visit report is received and the visit was performed, the signed and dated missing visit report, the requisition form and laboratory report must be submitted to the ICON IRIS department via email. If the visit was not performed, the comment section is provided to enter "Not done." The signed and dated missing visit report form must be submitted to the ICON IRIS department via email. If the missing visit is not received or the missing visit report is not returned to ICON IRIS, then the missing visit report will be resent and continue to be sent to the site every 2 weeks. For questions regarding the IRIS process, please call the IRIS General number at 1-631-306-9650. Country-specific toll-free fax numbers can be found in your site manual. An alternate fax number is 1-631-306-9700. If you have any additional questions, feel free to contact the ICON IRIS department directly.